What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man of fire himself, Halfpint, once again, and today I want to talk about Halo, the Master Chief Collection. We've gone so far with new updates for the game. They finally fixed Halo Combat Evolved visually. I never thought that was ever going to happen. I kind of made that video talking about all those problems because I never thought those were going to get fixed. It was kind of just like a monument to all their sins, but no, it got fixed. We have the new challenges, we have skins, there's so much going on, even new content for Master Chief Collection, which is amazing. However, we do have 3 more confirmed seasons for Halo the Master Chief Collection, so I figured I'd compile a short little condensed list of needs and wants that we would like to see inside of the next 3 seasons for Halo the Master Chief Collection. There's a couple of major bugs that need fixed, and there's a couple of things that overall need improved. But more importantly, there's definitely some wants that don't need to happen, but we would like to at least see. This is my list coming from one man. Down below, you guys let me know what things you guys want to see, but we're going to go ahead and start off with number 1. Actually, before we start off with number 1, a couple things to note. I'm not going to be mentioning the fixes to the Halo 2 campaign or adding more games to the custom game browser because we do already know that both of these will be coming pretty soon. After they did the last few flights with like the new Combat Evolved visual fixes, they did announce that they're going to be working on Halo 2 fixes. What are the things you guys want to see fixed in Halo 2? So we do know that's coming. We don't know which season will be coming in, but yes, Halo 2 is going to get improved. So that's why it's not going to be on this list. Now, on to the true number 1 need we need to see fixed for MCC is controllers for vehicles on PC. A lot of people don't know about this, but if you play with a controller on PC inside of a vehicle, it takes you an hour and a half to turn. I don't know what it is. I have fixed and changed all of the settings inside of MCC. I have done back-to-back comparisons between PC and console. It's different. It's not right. You physically cannot do the Halo 3 Warhog run with a controller. It turns too slow. I don't know why, but when you just hold it down all the way, it just does not turn. I thought maybe it was because I turned off aim acceleration. Even that's not it. I don't know why it does this. It just acts funky and it doesn't allow you to turn all the way. This has been a problem since Halo Reach first launched on PC over a year and a half ago. And it does this for Combat Evolved, Reach, 3's pretty bad. Combat Evolved is just annoying to do because Warhog Run is fine and all, sure, but like even on the level Halo, when you get into the first Warhog, it's hard to even make that first big gap jump because you can't turn the vehicle fast enough. So that needs to be fixed. I figured that enough people would have reported that by now that would have gotten fixed. I don't know if this has even been reported yet, apparently, because no one else talks about this. But I've had this problem since literally the beginning of MCC. We'll have to see, though. Need number 2. It is important to add mods for the custom game browser. What worries me is I've never really heard 343 talk about mod support for the custom game browser, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted the custom game browser. Granted, Xbox players now have a easier way of joining other people inside of their custom games without just doing matchmaking all the time. That's fantastic. But one of the biggest things I brought up when they added Halo Combat Evolved to MCC on PC for the first time was, hey, custom game browser was a huge thing for Custom Edition for 20 years. Let's add the ability to have modded maps or modded servers inside of the custom game browser. Put a little tag, modded, a little yellow text that says modded. That way you know it's a modded server, and so if you don't want to play mod servers, you don't have to do it. More times than not, if it's on a dedicated server, you shouldn't have to even download those contents. You should be able to just join that server. It's downloaded from the host. Theoretically. That would be the hope at least. But yes, we definitely need some sort of mod support for the custom game browser. It is astonishing to me that we haven't even heard that much when it comes to mods for the custom game browser. Need number 3. Please, for the love of God, and I speak for a lot of people when I say this, remove or at least improve the idling system for Master Chief Collection. Please. Thank you. I hate this function so much. It is irritating. It is irritating when you're hosting a huge lobby of players. Hell, it happens with just like 2 or 3 of your buddies as well. You literally get out of the last carnage report and someone's already idling. I don't understand how this idling system works or what happens so quickly, okay? Make it 5 minutes or something. Or if someone says, yo, I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick, I'll be back in like a couple of seconds. Go ahead and start the search for the next match. Okay, got you, buddy. As soon as he leaves, starts idling. Start the match. Gotta wait for him to come back. He's idling. As the host, you should have the power to start the next match. As the host, you're the one with the power, not the idling system. I understand it's there to stop AFK farming. Granted, that should be weeded out in the middle of matches, but if you really have to have it in the main menu to stop them from playing it as well, then, I mean, at least increase the timer on it. In most AFK farms, people are holding down the stick in a certain direction with a rubber band anyways, you know? I honestly don't see any reason to even keep the idling system. Just get rid of it. And if you have to keep it, change the timer. It is aggravating. It does this for custom games. I shouldn't have this in custom games and campaign. There should be 0 idling. The host starts the game. That should be the way it is. So that's a huge thing that needs to be fixed. Speaking of the UI though, number 4 is we need a fix for the UI. And granted, I'm not talking about adding the cool backgrounds of like the Halo 1 background, the Halo 2 background, the Halo 3 background. ODST? Reach though. I would love to see those. It's more of a want. But when I'm talking about the needs for the UI, I'm talking about improvements specifically. I'm looking more at like the emblems. You know, the emblems you customize. It's kind of listy, but it really, the newer nameplate emblems. It is cumbersome trying to go through all the new nameplates in addition to all the older nameplates in the game. Add some folders. Organize it by like Halo 1 nameplates, Halo 2 nameplates, OG MCC nameplates, Season 7 nameplates. I don't care. Find a way to organize it because this tiny ass list of going through all these just overcomplicated, it's just too much. Just find any sort of way to organize these nameplates. There's too much going on here. And that's not even talking about the avatars either. They're worse. They're still the OG avatars where it's like this horizontal scrolling. And just like the nameplates, it doesn't tell you how you got it after you got the avatar or the nameplate. It only tells you beforehand how to get it, but after you got it, it doesn't tell you how you got it. Because there's sometimes it's like, you have a new avatar, you try to go find it, but if you scroll over it, the exclamation mark goes away, so you don't even know which new avatar you got. And on top of that, it doesn't tell you how you even got it. It's like, I have a new avatar. Cool, how'd you get it? I have no idea. I just have a new avatar. It just says right here, this grunt right here. But it's like, can we find a way to keep telling people this is how you got it on top of also organizing it? Number 5. Now I'm putting this under the needs, but I don't know how feasible this one is because 343 addressed this one in the past. It was a while ago, but they did talk about this beforehand. It's crossplay for campaigns. The reason why this one hasn't been done yet and it's only available for matchmaking as well as firefight is because of legacy code. It prevents them from having the ability to do crossplay for campaigns. But come on. Really? Xbox and PC can't play Halo 3 campaign together? I feel like before Halo Infinite comes out, that one, I think, does need to be established. For sure. That one feels pretty important. I'm not going to lie about that one. Not much else to say there. I have seen people do it before. It's doable. People have modded it. People have even modded more than 4 players on campaigns. Again, I would even love to see, as my buddy Mickey brought up, I would love to see 4 players on Halo Combat Evolved, because that one's still restricted to 2. That one's been modded too. People have already played that with 4 players. Again, it brings up other problems, but I mean, it's literally been done before on MCC. Not even custom edition. People have done it literally on MCC. So, crossplay for campaign, or at least add more players for custom edition, or not custom edition, Combat Evolved. Would love to see it. For need, number 6. Need number 6, and probably the most important need, in my opinion. And I know some people are going to be a little angry about this. I used to pose this in the past, but it's 2021. this needs to happen. It's very important to even sustain the game. We need to add join session in progress for Master Chief Collection. Boo, Pinty boy, we don't want that. Boo! Hear me out. Join session in progress has been around for a long time in the gaming community and has been refined by Battlefield and Call of Duty and games of the like. There are many ways to implement join session in progress, like opting out of it. Default put people on there. You don't want to be inside of it? Opt out of it. But it's important to add this because when every other match starts becoming 3v4s or 2v4s, it gets a little annoying. And on top of that, it's not even like Quitter's fault. MCC still crashes quite a bit. My brother, the other day, pulled me aside. He's like, look, man, you know more about Master Chief Collection. I have this problem where I keep bugging out of the main menu. Do you know what's going on here? Like, is my rig messed? It's like, it's not your rig, man. It happens all the time. I host matchmaking play dates with people, and there's always somebody that lags out. It happens all the time. Crashes just occur. And that's why not only join session in progress, but be able to join your last match. Because right now, people are getting punished for having their game crash on them. It's irritating because you're getting punished for the game's fault. The game faulted you and you're getting punished for it. 343 has addressed that as well, but that one needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. I mean, if you're getting punished for the game crashing, come on. I know some people crash their games on purpose, but like the innocent bystanders that keep getting their games crashed because the way MCC performs. Well, on top of that, you're playing Invasion, which is a competitive list now, and it becomes a 2v6. I would like some people to join me. On top of that, you don't want to join session in progress and lose a match? Then don't count the loss. It's another big thing that's been implemented by a lot of different games at this point in time. You join the middle of a match. It prevents the loss if you were one of the joiners. You don't like join session in progress? Then opt out of it. But above all, it's an even better way to maintain the population and the longevity of the game. There's nothing more aggravating than constantly doing 3v4s or 2v4s. Because I don't even care if it's even on the enemy team. It's sad when you're putting the smackdown on the enemy team because they're down a player. That's not their fault. I know there's always the one dude that can tend to clutch it, but we don't want to play a sweat fest every other game because we keep losing players to either quitting because they're getting sick of playing the same map over and over, or their game crashes regardless of being on PC or Xbox. So listen, there needs to be join session in progress, but above that, rejoin your last match. If anything at all needs to be put in the game, it is 2021. That needs to be put in the game into some capacity. Okay. That's all the needs. Now we're going to move on to the want. And there's fewer on this list, but there's a couple pretty big wants that I think a lot of the community members would like to see. Number one is a pretty big one. It's additional Halo 2 content. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. I never realized this until people brought it up. There's not much content for Halo 2. In fact, I don't think there was anything added for Halo 2. And you could add stuff for H2A. I mean, granted, it's a heavily modified version of the Halo 4 engine, so maybe they could bring Halo 4 stuff over there. I mean, they brought Halo Online stuff to Halo 3, so it's not like it's impossible to do. It's entirely up to them if they want to bring Halo 4 stuff to Halo 2 Anniversary. Or, I mean, on top of that, what if you played different playable elites inside of the basic Halo 2 campaign? Think about it. Playing the Heretic Elite. I mean, they have basically the same hitbox as the regular one. There's a lot of different possibilities when it comes to that sort of stuff. I would love to see some different elite options. Maybe some Spartan customization, not very likely seeing how the Spartans were developed for Halo 2, but I mean, weapon skins, vehicle skins, anything. Halo 2, I see why they didn't do anything for it, which is why it's a want, not a need, because the Halo 2 engine is literally held together by duct tape at this point in time. It's probably why we haven't even seen skins for Halo 2 at this point in time, but it would be nice to see something for that game. Speaking of weapon skins, number 2, it would be awesome to see our weapon skins inside a campaign. They also brought this up as a problem because campaigns are different from multiplayers. They're basically two different games. The big one I would like to see is Combat Evolved. I want to see my gold shotgun as I'm going through the library or Two Betrayals, you know? I love Combat Evolved, played all the time, would love to see my weapon skins. One of the biggest reasons why they haven't done it yet is because they're two different games. And Legacy Code also messes with that, just like the multiplayer. So hopefully we can see some weapon skins added for campaign. That would be awesome. Maybe that would make it easier for modders as well. I don't know. We'll have to see. More on that, specifically when it comes to modders. Number 3, single player mods need to allow for challenges or challenge completions. Look, I get it. The big fear why, and just PvE, not even PvP. PvP should have no mods unless you're doing custom game browser. That's all for fun stuff. It's about skill. You're not modding it for challenges. Understandable. Have a nice day. Campaigns, though, specifically campaign. I feel like you should have the ability to mod the campaign and still get challenges done. Okay, I play so many modded maps and get no experience for it because it's a modded map. Halo Reach Eternal, an overhaul for Halo Reach's campaign. All the overhauls that I play for Combat Evolved, even like Cursed Halo, that sort of stuff. You can't get any challenge completions when playing these modded campaigns. And I get it. The primary reason for not doing that is the one dude that's going to cheese it by getting a rocket launcher, shooting it, and killing 1,000 skirmishers and completing challenges. Okay, but here's the deal. Who's he hurting? He's getting cosmetics for it. I don't care. But you're really going to be preventing everybody from getting challenge completions because of Joe, Jerry, Jim over here that's breaking the game. On top of that, he would have to literally do that every single week for all the challenges as well. You know, it's like, don't harm everyone else because the one dude that wants his cosmetics early. They're cosmetics. You're not going to care by the time Infinite comes out. You're going to move on. So the people who stay behind and continue to play modded experiences for MCC, you should be able to get experience points from your challenges while playing the different modded maps and different improvements people add to the original campaigns. If anything, campaigns specifically need to have the ability to complete challenges. That's a must in my opinion. If I can't play Cursed Halo and still get my elite kills counted, come on, son. And going on with mods. Number 4, and the final one, and probably the biggest want in the community's eyes at this point in time, mods for console. This has been talked about by 343 Industries as well. It's something they want to do. They don't know if it'll happen, but it is something that they said they want to do, is mods for console. We don't know how they would end up doing it. Maybe like Bethesda, where they had to set up their own website, and they had to put mods in there just for console. Or if there's a way like, I don't know, if you have a modded custom game browser, you join a modded server, wink, wink. Or maybe if there was crossplay and you join a modded crossplay campaign map, wink, wink. That way you wouldn't even have to add mods to campaign. You just make it playable through crossplay or through server browsers, that sort of stuff. It would be cool if you could also, make mods for console as well. That would be a badass experience. I would totally be down for that. Even stuff as minor as adding the different main menu backgrounds. We all know we want to see that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, mods for console in any sort of capacity definitely needs to happen. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are the top 10 needs and wants that I would like to see inside of MCC within the next 3 seasons before they inevitably release the Halo Infinite and they're done after their final update for Master Chief Collection. You guys down below, let me know what you want to see or need to see inside of MCC before they're done doing all the major updates for the Master Chief Collection. And if you want more content like this, hit subscribe down below. We know there's a lot more content coming up very soon, and I like what I do here on YouTube. I'd love to see you once again. Thank you all for watching a long time and a hard time. And I'll see you guys next time. Please hit subscribe. I'm getting lonely.
You're a strange animal.